Alright, hey there guys, ADarkGuys here, aka JediBro95, and coming at you guys with another video. In this video, we're continuing on with the tier system for badge rankings. Now, before you go in the comments telling me that I stole this idea from somebody, first of all, I'm not the creator of this idea. Everybody should know this. Tier systems for debates and whatnot have been existent, as far as I can remember, like even in the NBA community for like a couple of years now. Because there were some YouTubers that were like, yo, maybe 1 through blank is not even concrete, like it's all subjective, like maybe you value this more than this, blah, blah, yada, da. But, you know, in this video, I do want to make another tier list, and this one's going to be for shooting badges. So with that out of the way, gentlemen, if you obviously have any different opinions than me, never, ever, ever be afraid to leave them in the comment section below. So right now, we're going to start immediately with catch and shoot. Catch and shoot, I'm going to put this in the A tier. I think that catch and shoot is one of the more important shooting badges in this game. I feel like that it is something that a lot of great shooters should definitely look to have this year, because it is a badge that is very important, especially when you're playing off the ball and you're playing a spot up roll and you get a pass from, like, say, myself or my build. You know, being able to get that extra assist bonus and then being able to shoot off the catch and get a bonus from that, you know, it's automatic greens all game. So I would put catch and shoot in the A tier. Clutch shooter, I'm gonna put this in the B tier. I think this badge is criminally underrated. I feel like this is a badge that everybody should be used. That if you got like about maybe 6 to like 13, 14, 15, 17 shooting badges, I feel like people should be giving clutch shooter a try, because it really does activate. It is crazy how much it activates. So in the park, it activates when you're like when someone is at like 14 points, which is like half the game. And then for Pro-Am and Rec, even though they changed it a little bit so that way it doesn't affect the full fourth quarter, if you're still close in a game, obviously it's going to help you get your percentages up that way, and you're going to be able to hit more. So I think just Clutch Shooter is one of the more underrated badges in this game, and I think everybody should give it a try. Corner Specialist, I'm also going to put this in the B tier. I don't think it is as important as, say, Catch and Shoot, but it's still an important badge, especially if you are like a perimeter lock with like a 77 3-point shot. Definitely look to get this badge, especially if you're spotting up all the time. But I don't feel like it's as important as any of the rest of the badges in this game, just due to the fact that there is so many better badges that you could put up there. Like, one could argue that badges like Catch and Shoot, Difficult Shots, Range Extender, obviously, Deadeye, I would argue, is better. Hot Zone Hunter, I would argue, is better. You know, these badges, all in and of itself, are higher up and much more important than, say, Corner Specialist. So I'll put Corner Specialist at the B tier. Deadeye, as I just mentioned, I'm going to put this badge in the A tier. Being able to hit more contested shots and being able to punish defenders for late closeouts is really important, especially in games like Pro-Am where the defense is a lot tighter. There's a lot less space to move around. Park and 3v3 Pro-Am maybe not so much, but even if you're ISOing all the time and you're looking to shoot off the dribble, being able to, you know, after you shake your man free and then, you know, you get free and then he closes out, you know, being able to get that being able to get less of an impact towards your shot with that is pretty sweet. So I would put Deadeye in the A tier. Deep fades, I'm putting this all the way down at D tier. You don't need deep fades at all. Even for post scorers, I never see them use deep fades. I always see just post scorers just hook shotting, as I mentioned in my last video. So there's no need for me to continue to explain. I'm gonna just say deep fades is the worst shooting badge in this game. Difficult shots, I'm gonna put this at the A tier. Had I made this video about maybe 2 weeks ago, I definitely would have put this badge in S tier, because fades were insane. Like, you put this badge on like Hall of Fame and you were never missing a fade ever again. Like, don't get me wrong, fades are still OD in this game, but I feel like you have to have difficult shots for it to be more impactful. Like, definitely you could still hit fadeaways consistently with like silver or bronze difficult shots if you're a great shooter, But for a guy like myself, I do have the ball in my hands a lot on this build. So being able to just, especially when my man sags off all the way under the basket, instead of wanting to make him pay, I'll just be like, okay, fine, I'll just walk in for a fucking pull-up jump shot. And even though the defense might be like, yeah, that's what we want, even if I center it, they're gonna be like, well, shit, now what? Or even if I make it with like flexible release, they're gonna be like, well, fuck, that's annoying. So I definitely would put this in the A tier. Same with flexible release. I'm putting this in A tier as well. Flexible release last year was the worst badge in the game, but this year it actually has value and it actually serves a purpose. Being able to, even on full whites, being able to knock him down more consistently with this badge is a little OD. I hope 2K does nerf flexible release because I think that is the real reason why a lot of full bars are going in is because little Timmy and little Mikey are rocking fucking Hall of Fame flexible release on their goddamn build, on their shooting, on their playmaking shit creators, and they're just going crazy with it. So I think 2K should definitely nerf flexible release, but as it stands right now, it's still one of the best badges in this game. Green Machine, I'm putting this badge in the C tier. Green Machine was broken last year. It was insane. But this year, it's taken a bit of a dive. And I would argue for the worst. Because it's hard to consistently green this year. Unless you're like shooting without the meter and shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a good badge. But I feel like, as I mentioned before, badges like Corner Specialist, Catch and Shoot, Deadeye, Flexible Release, Difficult Shots, Range Extender, and even Hot Zone Hunter, I would argue, are all better than Green Machine. So I just would not worry about putting on Green Machine unless you have like 19 shooting badges. Then you could probably put on like Silver or Bronze. Moving on, gentlemen, let's talk about Hot Start. Now, Hot Start, in my opinion, is one of the more underrated badges in this game, but I'm going to put this at the C tier just because there are so many better badges before it. But being able to, get better with your shooting as time goes on after you make your first shot is pretty dope. But, like I said, there's just so many better badges above it. Maybe it might become a better overall badge once the game sorta gets patched up and shit. And then, say for example, even if we move into next gen, if the badges are still the same, I would hope they are. But who knows, right? That's just how it is. Hot Zone Hunter, I'm putting this in the S tier. This is possibly a top 2 to 3 shooting badge in this game. Hot Zones and Hot Zone Hunter is just broken this year. Everybody, once they get their hot spots around the 3-point line, it's over. Like, just put this on like silver, bronze, or gold or Hall of Fame, and you're never gonna miss a 3-point shot again. It don't matter if it's coming off Hall of Fame dimer or the guy has Hall of Fame floor general or not. If you have a hot spot somewhere and you got Hall of Fame Hot Zone Hunter, you're making it majority of the time if you're a great shooter. Ice and Veins, I'm putting this all the way down in the D tier. I don't think you need this badge. This badge is a complete dud of a badge. I get it. Like, you can increase your free throws you increase your free throw percentage in the second half of closed games or in overtime periods. But my thing with this is, and this is what really drives me crazy in the rec center, is seeing people consistently brick their free throws. Like, you have a lot of attribute points. Why don't you upgrade your free throw guys? Like, it just doesn't make any sense why people just do not upgrade their free throw shooting. Like, people are running around with like a 50 fucking free throw, and then they get upset when they brick the free throw. Like, bruh, like, do you not understand what you're talking about right now? So, I don't know, man. Like, Ice and Veins is one of the worst shooting badges in this game. Just don't even use it. It is not that good. Pick and Popper, I'm also going to put in the D tier as well. Basically, Pick and Popper, no one does pick and pops. When everybody screens, they either roll to the basket or they rescreen. They don't pop out for 3 because majority of the guys who are... Voice crack. Majority of the guys who do screen in this game are non-shooting bigs that, need to get open. So, or to help their guard get open for threes. So, nobody really uses it. So I would say that pick and popper is just completely useless. Pump fake maestro, same thing. Um, it's a weird badge. I would just say not use this badge at all. I'll put this also in the D tier as well. Range extender, I'm putting in the S tier though. However, range extender, I would say is the best shooting badge in this game. Now again, obviously, like I said, if I had made this badge like a couple of weeks ago, I would have said difficult shots was the best shooting badge in this game. But range extender right now is the best shooting badge in this game. You know, people are able to green from damn near half court in park games because of this badge, and like I'm okay with that. You know, because they're obviously great shooters. But if like a guy with like a 63 point rating was greening from half court, then I would be like, okay, that's annoying. But you know, range extender is the best shooting badge in this game. Definitely prioritize range extender if you were a shooter in any way, shape, or form. I only have it on bronze just because I want to help make my mid ranges even more deadly. I probably could just do that. Actually, I will just do that. Put silver range extender on my build so that way it can help me shoot better off the dribble from mid. Slippery off ball. This is an underrated badge in my opinion, but I'm going to put this on the C tier as I've said with badges like, say, Hot Start, Green Machine, Clutch Shooter, and Corner Specialist. There are just so many badges that are better in this game for you for shooting than, say, Slippery off ball. But if you got like 24 shooting badges, I would say, like after you get like your Hall of Fame catch and shoot, your gold corner, Hall of Fame Deadeye, difficult shots if you want, Green Machine, Odds on Hunter. I would definitely give Slippery Off Ball a try, especially if you are a catch and shoot player, because you're not going to be dribbling to get open. So I would definitely give this a try, navigating through screens and shit like that. So yeah, I definitely give Slippery Off Ball a try. Steady Shooter, I'm gonna put this in the B tier, and the only reason I'm putting this in the B tier is because, well, I don't know. I really don't know how good this badge is. But if it's really great, obviously I'm going to put this in the A tier. I think this is the only badge I really don't know how good it is or not, just because I really haven't seen the impact of this badge on games. But, you know, who knows, right? Like, I could be completely wrong, and it could be, like, the best badge in this game. I doubt it. But until I've seen otherwise, I think, personally, Deadeye is better. Next one is Tireless Shooter. Tireless Shooter, in my opinion, I'm put this at the B tier. I don't think it's better than obviously things like Green Machine or Steady Shooter. I think it's the worst of the B tier badges. With that being said, I do think that you should get Tireless Shooter because it will help. Obviously, with stamina being as bad as it is in this game, you know, you run out of stamina really quick, especially if you're handling the ball a lot. And being able to not affect your percentage while you're tired is definitely something that you really should be like focusing on if you're like a ball handler that shoots the ball all the time. And finally, gentlemen, the last shooting badge in this game for the 2K21 that I want to rate is Volume Shooter. Now, unfortunately, my internet cut out, so that's why it's a little skippy all over it just skipped all randomly. But Volume Shooter, I'm putting in the B tier because even though it is a good badge, I feel like obviously you gotta be one of those players that shoots like 10 plus jump shots a game in order for you to really and truly see the effect. So if this was like a game, if this was a badge given to a guard who shoots like every possession, then I could see it being like an A to even an S tier, depending on how it plays out. But personally, I just feel like, you know, the only reason you should be using this is obviously if you're shot chucking, but even then, taking, like, not really anybody likes a shot chucker like that, so I just wouldn't recommend having Volume Shooter on personally. But if you're one of those guys that likes to shoot a lot, you know, I definitely would recommend this badge for you. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for the shooting badges. Let me know in the comment section below, gentlemen, if you agree or disagree with any of my picks. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and with that, I'm out. Peace.